Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Color Magazine's inaugural Women of Color STEM Achievements Awards, where diverse women are recognized and celebrated for achieving new heights in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Hi, my name is Talisa Daughtry, and I am the founder and chief technology officer of Fly Technista. As a recipient of the 2020 All Inclusive Award in Leadership, I deeply understand the importance of fostering inclusion for women in STEM fields. That work is in part why I am so delighted and so very honored to be tonight's MC. But before I bring our first speaker to the stage, please take note of tonight's agenda. Now, I would like to bring to the virtual stage the diligent leader at the helm of color, Camilla Avant, Director of Diversity Programs.
Thank you and good evening. We are so excited to have a trailblazer like Talisa as the MC for our first Women of Color STEM Achievement Awards. She has been shattering glass ceilings in the tech space, and as a founder of Fly Technista, her company's mission is to power 1 million women and girls by 2024 to become confident creators, innovators, and leaders in technology. I know she'll make it happen. So on behalf of Color, I would like to congratulate Talisa on her company's 5-year anniversary. Congratulations, Talisa. We have many amazing, diverse women of color to recognize and celebrate all of their contributions in advancing STEM. These women are experts in their fields, contribute to the success of their organizations and institutions, and accomplish great things. I would like to personally thank our independent judges who selected award recipients from a talented pool of educators, executive, innovators, inventors, and change agents. A big thank you to our 2021 judges from MIT Lincoln Labs for their dedication and contribution. From ancient history through present day, women of color have been making important contributions in the fields of STEM. Many of you may recall the 2017 movie Hidden Figures. It was about 3 African American female mathematicians at NASA, Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, who are the brains behind one of the greatest operations in history, the launch of astronaut John Glenn into orbit. Although women of color are underrepresented in STEM careers today, and often they experience significant difficulties navigating their STEM careers, they continue to make a difference in the tech world with or without recognition. But the tide is changing. More women of color in STEM are finally being acknowledged for their accomplishments and being recognized for their action, inspiring others to follow in their footsteps. So congratulations to our award winners tonight who are doing just that. So before Talisa continues to guide you along tonight's agenda, please take a moment to learn more about color in this video. Enjoy the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Camilla, for your kind and inspiring remarks. It is with genuine excitement and pleasure that I introduce your keynote speaker for the evening. Jamila Brown-Hairston, co-founder of Cloud Tech Academy, a global enterprise software training company with locations in Atlanta and West Africa to help close the economic gap for minorities and underrepresented talent around the globe. Jamila Brown-Hairston is a distinctive woman of leadership, entrepreneurship, and innovation in the technology industry, with more than 15 years of experience in delivering custom technology design solutions and custom training services. Hairston published her first book, Master Your Destiny, in March of 2019, which prepares readers with the step-by-step daily principles needed to obtain a successful life. As a co-founder of Cloud Tech Academy, Jamila helps to close the economic gap for minorities and underrepresented talent around the globe. The Academy prepares students for lucrative, high value careers in today's digital economy and has helped to gross close to 30 million, yes, 30 million, in annual salaries for her community to date. Jamila avidly serves as an ambassador to foster new STEM community development and has been recently recognized as a finalist for Women of the Year in her community and leadership efforts in the STEM community. Please welcome Jamila Brown Hairston.
My name is Jamila Brown Hairston, and I'm so honored to be here today at the 2021 Women of Color STEAM Achievement Awards. As far as my background, I'm the co-founder of CloudTech Academy, and I actually received my Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Information Systems. I went on to get my Master's in Instructional Technology, and I worked in corporate America for several years until I realized there was not enough people that looked like myself. What I wanted to do was just make sure that I had an opportunity to close the gap and figure out what I can do to help change that narrative. And so I decided at that time to step out. I wanted to become an entrepreneur, so I became an entrepreneur, and I started my first IT consulting company. I worked with a lot of different corporate clients, had a lot of fun at that time, learning along the way, of course bumping my head along the way as well. But once again, it's a learning process, and I definitely learned a lot along the way. So how did I actually get involved in technology? Let's get into that story. So actually, I knew I always had a knack for gadgets per se. I was actually a really big gamer when I was growing up. I used to really play video games. I used to always like all the latest gadgets. My dad actually, he was an engineer, and so he would always get the latest gadgets. He would always be working on robots and certain different types of things, and so I always thought that was very intriguing to me. And so I knew at some point that I had a desire for it, but I just didn't know that that was actually going to be my career of choice. And so I was speaking with, at the time I was living with my great-grandfather. He's the one that adopted me. And so he asked me, he said, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I wasn't sure. I said, I'm not sure. What do you suggest? And so he said, you may want to think about going into technology, because that's actually going to be the future. And I was like, wow. I said, okay. I really looked up to him, and I said, well, if you say I should do this, then let me go ahead and try to do this. And so after going to college, what I realized is that's actually what I made the highest grades in, was in my computer classes. Who would have thought? I had no idea. And so I went on to graduate and got my first job opportunity, where I was in the IT data center, and I was setting up networks and hiring people, and I was just like, wow, I really do enjoy doing this. And so that's when I knew that technology definitely was going to be my future, and I wanted others to know about it as well. And so when I looked around and like I said, didn't see anybody that looks like myself, I was like, well, why is that the case? So I had to ask some questions, like why? I would ask my friends, why are you not interested in technology? I mean, that's one of the highest paying careers. Why not? And so a lot of times they would say, oh, no, that's for geeks. That's what I would always hear, that's for geeks. And so, I knew I needed to do something to change that. And what's weird is, when I'm working in corporate, a lot of times people will say, you don't look like you're in technology. You look so, approachable, or you look like you should be doing something else, but not necessarily technology. And so because I was really into fashion and things like that, so they thought I was going to probably do something like that, but no. I mean, I really enjoy technology, and so the fact that there's a lot of opportunities around technology and STEM, and I see a lot more even now. I'm just so excited with where the world is going now when it comes to technology and STEM opportunities, because it's just opening up the doors for us, especially women of color, to have these opportunities. And so this is why I definitely decided to create my own company. I actually help other women obtain these types of careers, high-paying careers. And so, I just have a passion for it. And I realize that this is definitely my purpose in life, to help others, to reach back and help others. And so I've obtained, several years of success in this, and I was able to retire early, per se, from corporate. And now I get to travel the world and I get to help more people and create more projects and invest in other companies. And so, once again, I tell anyone, if you have a dream, you can be anything that you want to be. All you have to do is start with first the desire. And don't listen to any naysayers. Make sure that you stay around positive people, positive friends, positive family members. Even some family members may not be able to see the vision that you have, but it's okay. They'll catch up later. They'll see it later. And that's what I realized too in my life. They had to catch up and see. Not everyone sees it now because I'm walking in it. But, when I had the vision in the beginning, I couldn't tell everybody what my plan and my goal was because they would have said, oh girl, you crazy. You leaving that good job? And some of them had said that. You leaving that good job to start a company? What? Why would you do that? And so I must say I don't regret any of the decisions I made to do that because what it has done is open up more opportunities for others. And that's true success to me, is being able to help as many people as you can and not just hoard it for yourself. My husband and I created Cloud Tech Academy several years ago so that we can help more women and people of color obtain technology job opportunities. As far as the percentage, there's only 9.3% of Black people in technology, and 2.3% are women. So I definitely want to do something to change that narrative. I definitely wanted to. And this is why we created Cloud Tech Academy. As of today, we have created over $30 million in annual salaries. We have locations in Atlanta as well as in West Africa, and we're looking to open up several more locations internationally this year. So my goal here today is to let women know you can be anything that you desire to be. You can, as long as you have the right tools to succeed, anything is possible. And as a matter of fact, I have a quote here from Meghan Markle, who recently said, when girls are given the right tools to succeed, they can create incredible futures, not only for themselves, but also for those around them. I truly agree with this statement because this is something that I hold dear to my heart. This is why we created the tools to help more women succeed. And tools are the resources, the learning opportunities, the skills needed, the mentorship, the encouragement. We all need that. And so I suggest to you all, especially all the ladies out here that are doing wonderful and amazing things, to reach back and help the next woman. Reach back and build the next woman up. Help her and let her know that you are there for her. We all need each other to grow. You cannot be an island out here. You have to be a team player. You have to be open and willing to share your knowledge. It's not just for you. I realize that purpose is so important, especially when learning how to maneuver throughout life. Purpose is important. Why are we here? Why are you created? And we're created to help others. That's what we're here for, not just for ourselves. And so that's what I love about what Color Magazine is doing. They're representing women. They're representing people of color and showing that we are doing some amazing things. And that's why this is so needed. Representation is important. And once again, I commend you, Color Magazine, for what you're doing. I thank you for this platform. I thank you for the awards that you're giving out today because it is so needed. It is so needed. Without representation, how can you truly measure your success? And so I just want to continue to let people know you can have, you can dream, you can be, you can do anything that you can imagine. Now, of course, success does not just happen overnight. It takes time. And you're going to definitely bump your head a couple of days. A lot of days, I must say, a lot of days you're going to bump your head. But it's okay. As long as you don't stay down. Just keep up. Get back up again. That's all you have to do. Just get back up again. Keep up with the latest trends. Stay ahead of the curve when it comes to your learning and your knowledge. Stay ahead of the curve. And always look for ways that you can add value to others. This is how we stay successful. As a matter of fact, even though the pandemic has happened, our company has tripled in our actual salary and earnings because we have provided a tool for people to actually learn and bring value to the world, is what we've done. And so I want to give out a few success strategies that I've used along the way to help me with my business. And so I would say number one thing is to don't get discouraged. There's a lot of things in life that's going to bring discouragement to you. When you see another person may have tried something that you were interested in starting and you probably saw that they failed at something. Or you saw that, you look around and you don't really have enough help or resources. Don't get discouraged. If an opportunity doesn't pan out for you, just know that knock on some more doors. That's what I had to do. There was a lot of doors that got shut in my face several times, several years. A lot of people that said no, a lot of people who just ignored me and then didn't give me the opportunity. But just know that it's a numbers game. And eventually somebody's gonna open the door for you. And you're gonna be able to walk into that door. And so that's one thing I would say, don't get discouraged, no matter what. No matter if it's starting a career, starting a business, transitioning, just don't get discouraged. Because you are one step closer to the desires that you are looking to achieve. You're one step closer. But if you stop, then that's the end. And so that's one thing I would always say as far as discouragement. The second thing I would have to say is you have to stay positive and keep positive affirmations around you. One thing that I usually do is I write down things in my journal. I let myself know that you can do this, you deserve to be here. There's unlimited opportunities available for you. I'm always saying positive things to myself because it starts with you. You're the first person that's going to hear anything, whether it's doubt or whether it's encouragement. You're the first person that's going to hear it. So you might as well say something that's going to help benefit you. And that's what I had to do. The third thing I would have to say is never stop learning. Life is about learning. Life is a journey. It's not a marathon. So you don't have to know everything overnight. But make sure that you are always staying ahead of trends, ahead of just things that are happening in the world. Just be aware of what's going on, where the world is going. And so that way you can always look for ways to add value to the world. That is always going to be a key into success. And then, of course, I would also say is make sure that you build the right relationships. Communicate. Communication is the currency of business. You want to make sure that you communicate and stay building relationships by adding value to others. This is how you do that. This is how you keep relationships, is look for ways that you can add value. Not just always look for someone to do something for you or you're waiting on someone to hand you something. I never one time waited on anybody to hand me anything. Everything that I have gained so far is based on what energy and effort I put into it. Now, if you want to achieve success, you're going to have to do that. And just know that you have to strap up your boots and tighten them up and get to it. There's going to be some days that you're going to feel emotional about it. It's okay, you feel some type of emotion, but don't let that be the driving force for your business or for your career. Don't let emotions rule you. We are naturally going to be emotional as women, but just know that you can't be led by it. Because you want to make sure that you can get things done. And another part I would have to say is being flexible. One thing about our company, we are an agile company. We like to stay organized. We like to do things in the shortest, efficient way possible. We don't want to take too long on projects. So this is why we've adopted the agile methodology. And so I will say that this has helped our company tremendously. Our team uses this approach, and it allows us to stay flexible and open to new ideas and creativity and concepts. And so that's definitely one thing I want to recommend. Open and use that as an opportunity in your business or in your job or in your life. Just think of ways that you can be more flexible or more agile in your life. So I would say that this has helped me. I mean, there's other things that has helped me as well, but I would say these are the main things that help when it comes to my success. Never quit. Don't give up. Strive for greatness. Strive to be the best that you can be. And know that we are here for you. There's somebody in your area, there's somebody in your city. Find some local groups. Find some local groups that can help you stay ahead, can help you stay encouraged. Because I know that it gets hard out here sometimes. I know it does. I know that for myself. especially when you're starting something new, especially when you're transitioning into a new career, especially when you're starting a new business. It's hard, but it's worth it. No one said that it was going to be easy. And that's one thing I knew, that I was walking into a situation where it wasn't easy. I knew that I was going to be one of, few black women in this industry, but I know that I deserve to be here. That's one thing I did know. I knew that I deserved to be here. And so one thing that I can say is, especially in the technology area, I hear a lot of times that women worry about imposter syndrome. And so let's talk about that for just a second, because I actually don't subscribe to that. And the reason why I don't subscribe to that is because I feel like I can do and be anything that a man can do and be. I just believe that. As long as I put the dedication and hard work and effort into it, then I deserve to be there just like they do. I deserve equal pay just like they do. And you do as well. You do too. And so don't subscribe to that. Imposter syndrome is really an excuse, or it can be crippling in order to obtain success. It can be crippling to your success. And so just know that you deserve to be there. Know that you need to walk in with your head up and your shoulders back, and be bold, be beautiful, and be you. Thank you so much, Color Magazine, for this opportunity. Thank you for everything that you're doing for all of us. Thank you for showing representation. It is so important. And thank you to all the nominees and everyone that's been awarded.
Wow, just wow. Thank you so much, Jamila, for those very inspiring, empowering, and encouraging words. But more importantly, thank you for your service, your work, and your commitment to empowering other women in STEM. Now, the STEM industry is more than just a variety of jobs and careers, right? It is a living, breathing community which shapes the way that we talk to each other, how we solve problems, and how we navigate our health and beyond. The STEM community would not exist today without community organizations serving as guides and ambassadors for young girls and women of color striving to make their mark. In the spirit of community, we'd like to share a few words from STEM organizations operating at a local and national levels, followed by a brief presentation of Color's media sponsor.
Hello, everyone, and hi, my name is Marilyn Lewis. I am the Vice President of the National Society of Black Engineers Boston Chapter, otherwise known as NSBE Boston Professionals. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the academic and professional success of Black engineering students and professionals. We were established in 1988 as a Boston alumni extension, and we provide our members access to leadership training, professional development, mentoring opportunities, career development, and much more. Our reach in the greater Boston area includes a growing network of over 200 STEM professionals, relationships with over 20 area colleges, and programming for students in grades 3 to 12 in Boston public schools and beyond. Our mission is to increase the number of culturally responsible Black engineers who excel academically, succeed professionally, and positively impact the community. If we were to break that down into our objectives, we represent and promote career interests of Black engineers. We work to increase awareness of STEM careers among minority youth and increase access and resources to Black engineering students. So what does that actually look like in fruition? Well, if we were to break it down, there's actually 3 different prongs. The first one being for youth, in which we work with grade age children, middle school children, as well as high school children through a program called Homework Helpers. And essentially what we're doing is we're aligning students to STEM career professionals that look like them, that help them with their homework, but also serve as mentors. And so we think it's very important that students see professionals that look like them, because we firmly believe that you can't be what you don't see. So we essentially want to open their horizons and let them know that STEM careers do exist as an opportunity for them. Now, if we were to look from a collegiate and high school perspective, what we also have is two other programs. We have STEM throughout the years, where we hold we hold panels about every other month, were professionals talking about their career trajectories, the lessons that they learned, how they got into the position that they are in now, so that students can ask questions about things they need to learn in order to be successful. Essentially, we really do believe in giving children the cheat code to ensure that they don't make the same mistakes we made when we were entering the field. In addition to that, we also give out scholarships. This year, we gave out $50,000 in scholarships to over 20 students, one of our best years yet, and a trend that we really want to just continue to develop, which is giving students more and more money each year. Our students are graduating with an exorbitant amount of student loan debt, and we try to help them as much as we possibly can. Then lastly, what we have is our professional segment. In this case, I just want to make it clear, even though we are the National Society of Black Engineers, you do not have to be an engineer in order to join us. Our doors are open to everyone. Essentially, what it's about is networking and making sure that professionals have what they need in order to further develop their career, whether it be programming to help folks break into new industries. For example, last year, we gave significant discounts on PMP certification training, but also looks like professional programming that we now do virtually to allow people to kind of meet with each other, network with each other, but also learn about the career opportunities that different companies throughout the Boston area have. We have relationships with over 15 companies in the Boston area, including Liberty Mutual, Draper, PTC, EverQuote. And these companies are looking to hire Black talent, but more importantly, they're looking to support Black talent. So we're constantly putting on programming that will allow for our members to meet our corporate partners and our corporate partners to let our members know about the job openings that they have, while also creating the type of programs that allow our members to grow their career. And so that is all about NSBE Boston. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I do want to say this. Our doors are open for everyone and anyone. And if you are interested in learning more or even want to make a donation, you can go to nsbeboston.org to learn more about the organization, our programs, how to become a member, and to donate. More importantly, if you have any questions in particular that you want to, in case you want to learn more about the organization, please don't hesitate to email me. My email is vp@nsbeboston.org. And once again, I want to say thank you so much for having me today. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Since this country was founded, each generation of Americans has been summoned to give testimony to its national loyalty. Now the trumpet summons us again. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
We have a legacy here in Massachusetts as the first state to pioneer free public education. We have a tradition of leading the country in our pursuit of progress. We rethink, we reinvent, we iterate on the supports that we've built because we understand they can be better still. We innovate, but innovation matters as much as it makes a difference for the standard of living for all of us. That's what technology is. Technology is the name that we give to the tools we build to clear the path forward. We have to give a name to one of the great challenges of our generation: equitable access to the economy. Since 1980, after accounting for inflation, pre-tax wages for the bottom half of earners have not budged. Wages for the top 1% have tripled. I'm talking about half of Americans not seeing a raise in 37 years. Now, this might seem foreign here in Boston, where we have an unemployment rate of 3.4%, but even here within city limits, in Dorchester, that number's around 27.8%. One of the great battles of our generation is slipping by, unnoticed by so many of us. The most common job among American men is driver. So what happens when that job just disappears? So we know the job doesn't disappear, right? It changes. Just like the artists who work in advertising didn't disappear, they learned Photoshop. What I'm proposing here is nothing new. We need to give workers the skills that they need to be competent players in the 21st century economy. Now, this is a bigger task than any one sector. Government will never do this alone. Employers will never do this alone. This nexus of public and private efforts to train a workforce of tomorrow This is what Resilient Coders is. At least that's why it is. We are a nonprofit coding bootcamp that trains individuals from traditionally underserved communities, gives them the skills necessary to be indispensable members of the tech economy. And we do this because we believe in the raw economic potential of an untapped talent pool. Do not buy into the narrative that this is not your battle to fight. Don't allow yourself to believe that there is nothing you can do, because this is the future of work, and that affects all of us. Now through the end of April of next year, when our next cohort graduates, we're raising money and raising jobs. $50,000 to keep Resilient Coders free for our students and provide a fair stipend. 30 commitments to hire apprentices out of our program. If you can give, please consider giving. If you work for a company that employs engineers, be an advocate. Talk to your colleagues about hiring out of Resilient Coders. Just don't find yourself on the sidelines. It's not about how many drones are in the sky. It's about how many engineers are on the ground.
So what's exciting about Bridge Tower is the relationship that we have with the business community. We're a very entrepreneurial organization. We want to reward people who innovate and who try new things.
The thing that really sets us apart is the valuable content we provide. What that really means is our content should be deep and analytical, and it should help our readers make money, save money, or learn something new to improve their business.
Because of the strength of our team and the expertise, we can do it better because content is king, and we have more content than anybody else could generate on their own. We reach people that truly are the influential thought leaders.
One of the core values for Bridge Tower is excellence, and the events we put on exemplify that value. As a result of what is shared through these events, our participants or attendees feel empowered. They feel like they walked away inspired. They made some lifelong connections and build bridges.
The big opportunity moving forward for us is to take the relationships we have now and provide them other marketing platforms, other lead generation tools, and we're going to be able to harness those great local relationships and grow them and have businesses grow as we do.
Bridge Tower Media has a unique perspective in that it's all about niche, and the information that we can provide to our readers is substantially more.
I've been with the company for 11 years, so you know that if you're working for this company, this is a company that you can work for and grow.
Thank you again, Resilient Coders and NSBE. But before we begin announcing this year's honorees, I want to take a moment to say, never mind, I don't sing, but I want to thank you, our incredible audience, for taking the time to nominate STEM leaders who are making such an impact in our communities. And I also want to thank MIT Lincoln Laboratory and our esteemed judges for offering their keen insights and support of this year's event. So if you are able, please let's give a round of applause for Dr. Mabel D. Ramirez, Group Leader of the Advanced Concepts and Technologies Group, Madhvi Sitamaraju, Assistant Group Leader, and Donamika Austin, Associate Staff Engineer. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, including myself. Let's celebrate this year's honorees. The first award will go to 3 individuals whose leadership, guidance, and/or mentorship is shown to increase the participation in STEM fields among women and people of color over the course of their career. In the category of Outstanding STEM Ambassadors, our winners are, drumroll please, Dr. Yvette E. Pearson, Associate Dean for Accreditation, Assessment, and Strategic Initiatives at George R. Brown School of Engineering at Rice University. Candace M. Smith, Director, Engineering People Strategy at The Boeing Company. Dr. Sharon Walker, Director, Legal at Translate Bio.
Good evening. I am honored to receive the Women of Color STEM Achievement Award in the category of Outstanding STEM Ambassador. I've spent most of my career trying to create programs and policies and practices to keep people like me from falling through the cracks. You see, when I graduated from high school, I wasn't a person that most people saw as a potential future engineer. I didn't think I could become an engineer. It was my mother, Geraldine Jackson, who saw potential in me that I didn't see in myself. And so as I continue to work to eradicate barriers for people from traditionally excluded identities in STEM, I do so thinking about those who don't have Geraldine Jacksons in their corners. And I do so thinking about people like my daughter, who will be going to college very shortly, because I want the challenges that she faces to come from the rigor of her coursework and not from the climate she encounters. And so I want to thank my nominator, Dr. Richard Baker, and thank Color Magazine as I gladly receive this award. And I do so celebrating my mother and my daughter, who are still my biggest champions. Thank you so much.
Hello, I am Candace Smith, Director of Engineering People Strategy within the Engineering Test and Technology Organization of the Boeing Company. It is my absolute pleasure to say thank you to Color Magazine and the selection panel for honoring me with the STEM Ambassador Individual Award this evening. I also want to thank the Eisenhower Fellowships for, without the experience to travel the globe and exchange ideas on doing the most good, I would not have had the opportunity to be exposed to so many incredible instances of where STEM is used not just as a tool, but as a mindset to change communities and change the world. Thank you, Eisenhower Fellowships, for this nomination. Growing up in Chicago, I dared to dream beyond what was right in front of me. That led me to pursue an education in engineering. Along the way, I've had coaches, mentors, sponsors, family, and friends who cheered louder for me than that internal voice of doubt that helped me continue my journey to have a very meaningful and rich career in aerospace. Because of them, I am committed to elevating my voice to cheer on others, dedicating my resources to enable others, and finding opportunities to come together with others like the honorees tonight to create pathways for students and others to pursue STEM careers, to pursue STEM as a tool and mindset to improve their lives, to improve their world, and to improve the community. It is long overdue that students of color see more examples of excellence in STEM fields. It is long overdue that students of colors are given the opportunity to be prepared and compete, whether they go into the workforce or go into entrepreneurship, that they see STEM fields as relevant tools and create that mindset to solve problems, to dream big, and to achieve the success that they want for their lives. I am so proud of the work that I do with Project Sincere and that the work that they do within the community. Project Sincere creates pathways and prepares the students' mind for successful careers in STEM fields. Without organizations like Project Sincere, students wouldn't have the opportunity to be accelerated and be excited and prepared to engage in the STEM fields. It is my absolute joy to empower early career professionals or students like my 10-year-old daughter or students like my college level mentee or people who are just entering their careers in the STEM fields or people like me who have a lot of runway left, to empower them to embrace STEM and understand its power as they try to solve problems and change the world. So again, thank you tonight. It is my pleasure to be honored with so many other distinguished individuals. And I look forward to the work that we'll do together to not only change our communities, but positively impact the world. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I want to thank Color for recognizing me, as well as those who nominated me for this award. I'm so very honored to be a recipient. I'd also like to congratulate my fellow award recipients for their achievements in lifting up women of color in STEM. As I'm sure many of my co-awardees can attest to, there's still many obstacles we face as women of color in the STEM professions, and that's why I'm committed to doing all I can to help and support other women of color in STEM. However, we women of color cannot do this work alone. We need people of all backgrounds to work alongside us so that we can achieve true equality. I want to challenge everyone who wants diversity, equity, and inclusion in STEM to take action and do the work with us to help advance those who are sorely underrepresented in STEM. We must do this work authentically, deliberately, humbly, and openly. Thank you.
Our next award recognizes outstanding commitment to STEM by an employer of any size, particularly where this is embedded within the culture of an organization. In the category of Inspirational STEM Employer, the winner is Robin Thorne, President and CEO of CTI Environmental.
It's an honor to be recognized by an organization that acknowledges and celebrates women of color in STEM. This is truly a remarkable time in history where women have proven themselves to be change agents and history makers, not only in the field of STEM and other non-traditional careers, but we've proven to be game changers on the political scene. For CTI to be honored as an inspirational STEM employer is mind-blowing. When I started this firm 12 years ago, although I had big dreams, I could not have imagined the impact we would have. CTI was the catalyst behind the launch of the nonprofit Demo Chicks, as in demolition, where we introduce girls to non-traditional careers and empower the women in them. We provide scholarships, mentoring, and for the past year, we've been hosting monthly workshops, continuing to bring relevant content to our girls, providing them with an opportunity to perform experiments in the comfort of their own homes, led by a facilitator on Zoom. We are game changers, and we won't let the circumstances stop us from progressing and getting our message out. I challenge all of you to use your God-given talents and abilities to make a difference in the lives of others. Our team thanks you for acknowledging our contributions and ask that you stand with us in continuing to make an impact in our communities. Thank you for this award.
The next award will go to two individuals who exemplify inclusion and innovation in their teaching strategy to create positive student learning outcomes. In the category of Excellence in STEM Education, our winners are Eleanor Poussey-Reed, Assistant Professor, Nursing School at MGH Institute of Health Professions, and Dr. Yadelet Riviera Colon, Assistant Professor of Biology and Undergraduate Science Program Research Coordinator at Bay Path University.
I'm deeply humbled and grateful to receive this award and to be among these outstanding women of color. First and foremost, Thank you, Color Magazine, for selecting me to be part of the 2021 Women of Color STEM Achievement Award in the category of Excellence in STEM Education. I am extremely thankful to Kimberly Young, Executive Director for the Office of Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. I'm well aware that rather than being a recognition of my own accomplishment, this award is a fitting tribute to the extraordinary students that provides me the opportunity to enter their lives, to coach, nurture, and to try to ignite a forward force in them to advance and succeed. That is an opportunity. I'm truly honored by this award, and I accept it on behalf of the many nurses who exemplified excellence in the science of nursing, on which shoulder I stand. This award will inspire me to further service and deeper commitment to excellence in the teaching learning process of nurses, where I will endeavor to continue preparing culturally humble nurses for positions of leadership and responsibility in the global society. I encourage everyone to take his, her, them, their share of responsibility in their respective sphere of influence, constantly raising the bar for the education, access, and opportunities for all, especially women of color. As John C. Maxwell wrote, if you think you're a leader and no one is following, you are just going for a walk. Let us not go for the walk. Once again, thank you, Caller Magazine, for this recognition. Thank you.
I am honored and humbled by accepting the Women of Color STEM Achievement Award on Excellence in STEM Education. The word excellence is as honorable as it is troublesome for me. Excellence in STEM is usually defined by high grades and how much a practitioner produces or publishes. If that was Color's measurement of excellence, I wouldn't be here today. I was a young girl from a poor family in Calley, Puerto Rico. There were no AP courses, college tours, or writing coaches, but I knew I wanted to be great at something. A first-generation college student who had lost her mother to leukemia just before the 10th grade. I could be great at nursing. I went to a vocational high school and chose practical nursing as my vocation. I could be great at medicine. I became a pre-med student at University of Puerto Rico, Calley. I need a backup plan because I don't have any money to pursue medical school. Dr. Craig Martin and Dr. Sandra Peterson gave me a chance to try and see if I could be great at research. I realized that although I loved research, I loved even more making others feel like they belonged in the lab if they wanted to be. Since then, I have worked hard to give others, especially women of color, a chance to see if they could be great at STEM. I'm still not sure if I'm great, but I try to be better every day. I try to make it easier for others to find out how great they can be. I am grateful to my colleagues in the science department and beyond at Bay Path University who supported me and my crazy ideas. To Girls Inc. of the Valley who give me the opportunity to inspire girls to be strong, smart, and bold. And last but not least, to Janine Fondon, who saw greatness in me and nominated me to be recognized today. Thank you.
Now, we take a moment to recognize the innovators among us. This next award will go to an individual who identifies, supports, and promotes innovative practices that addresses important challenges in expanding access to quality STEM education. In the category of STEM Innovator, our winner is Dr. Carmela Haynes, Associate Professor, Wallace H. Coulter, Department of Biomedical Engineering at Georgia Institute of Technology and Emory University.
Hi, I'm Dr. Carmela Haynes, and I am honored to receive this year's Women of Color STEM Achievement Award for Innovation in STEM. In 2019, I joined the Emory University School of Medicine in Atlanta to launch a research program to develop new approaches for studying and eradicating triple-negative breast cancer, a disease that afflicts Black women more than other groups of women. We use a new field called synthetic biology to combine engineering with molecular biology to design and build proteins that target and control cancer cells so that someday patients won't need painful chemotherapy. Beyond my own research, I hope to grow a biotech community here in the Southeast that offers more lucrative and flexible opportunities to our marginalized community. So far, I've launched the annual Afro Biotech Conference, which has so far showcased biotech innovations from over 200 young and established Black scientists. I would like to close by thanking my good friend Desiree Green at the Arizona Department of Health for nominating me, and also thank you to the award committee for this great opportunity. I'd also like to thank the members of my lab here at Emory University. Without them and their dedication and hard work through this very tough pandemic and very difficult time, I wouldn't have been able to achieve launching my brand new research program here. And I look forward to working with my team and also sharing the innovations that come out of our lab with the community. Thank you.
And now we've come to our final award. In recognition of their efforts to increase the participation of STEM fields among women and people of color over the course of their career, the winner of the Outstanding STEM Ambassador Organization Award is Omega Phi Beta Foundation.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Saul, and I'm Executive Director and Chair of Omega Phi Beta Foundation.
Hi, and I'm Betty Diaz, and I'm the Vice Chair of Omega Phi Beta Foundation.
As an organization, since our establishment, we have been committed in making sure we stand in the forefront for women and young girls in STEAM. And we're so excited to be the recipients of the 2021
Outstanding STEM Ambassador Award from Color Magazine.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We're so excited about this opportunity. We really, really believe in the work that we're doing and the impact that we have in our community, not only nationally, but internationally. Since our foundation and since our implementation, we have been very successful in providing over $10,000 in scholarships. Betty, come on. We have to explain where are those scholarships and who are they from?
So we have 3 scholarships that we award to 2 young women in high school or in college, freshmen. And then we also award one to a mom. So anybody that's pursuing the areas of STEAM, we are supporting you.
Yes, because we understand the financial restrictions that happen. You have to follow a dream, but we want to make sure we can get you past there, and the finances is something you don't have to worry about. But our goal didn't stop there. We continued on with our mission to go international. We realized through COVID-19, we wanted to grasp it and make that connection that we are closer together as one if we work together. And we launched the Planting Seeds Project. Betty, can you let them know a little bit about the Planting Seeds Project?
Yes, so we are planting seeds, helping organizations start any idea that they have in STEAM. So we have 2 in Colombia and in West Africa. So in West Africa, we donated art supplies for their art center that they have an idea to grow. And then in Colombia, they're teaching young women how to learn computer skills. So we donated computers.
Yay, this is so exciting. But most importantly, we wanted to recognize Color Magazine for the efforts they're doing and reminding our young girls, our women, and our leaders that it's never too late to give back to the community. Thank you for recognizing us, our efforts, and the work that we are doing. To all our donors, all our supporters throughout the world, thank you for believing in us. This is a revolution. This is not a moment. This is a movement. And women and girls belong at the forefront of STEAM. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Jessica Saul.
And I'm Betty Diaz.
And on behalf of Omega Phi Beta Foundation, we just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, OPB Foundation.
Let's give one last round of applause to this year's honorees. And let's continue pushing the dial forward for diversity and inclusion in STEM. I want to give another shout out to our community partners, Resilient Coders, and the National Society for Black Engineers Boston. A huge thank you to MIT Lincoln Laboratory, and also to our esteemed panel of judges. Be sure to follow Color on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn to stay up to date on their content and programs. Thank you all again so much for joining me. My name is Talisa. Be well, stay safe, and have a great night.